What is up, Booger Beans? Welcome back to another episode of Adventures with Boog. On this episode, we are going to try and clean up some of the stuff on the outside of the bus. So as you can see, I got this janky mess here from when we cut in the propane tanks. Just not paying attention to what I was doing and just kind of messed her up royally. But now it's time to fix this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put basically a piece of aluminum that comes all the way over here, all the way down like this, over top of this angle, all the way out to here, all the way out to here. And then we might even have like a little, try and have a little bend on it to kind of wrap around the bottom here. Then it'll be on a hinge, lifts up and closes as needed with a latch on the front. As some of you guys know, Sydney's got the flu that's going around. So she's actually isolated in the bus and I'm living in the house. So I can't do anything inside the bus, so I'm trying to do everything that I can on the outside of the bus. So yeah, let's get to it. What we're gonna do to start, we're gonna rip out these propane tanks, give this a light sanding, and then we'll find some paint laying around here to paint this all on the inside and get it cleaned up. So let's get to work. Alright, Beans, so we got that all coated and painted up as best we could. We got the whole back of the propane area coated and about half of the front of the spray foamed tank underneath the bus coated. It works on the spray foam. It doesn't cause any issues or anything like that, but it uses a lot of it because of all the bumps and all the ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if we're going to continue with that for the rest of it. I might get an aerosol instead because it might kind of get into those bumps and lumps and everything a little bit better. The reason why I like this stuff though is because it leaves a good layer on there and it actually kind of, it doesn't get hard, but it kind of gets like rubbery and flexible. So I don't really want, like, I like that layer to protect that foam. So I don't know for sure what I'm going to do yet. That's something to think about. But that's all finished for right now. And it's starting to rain actually, so I'm going to move the camera inside and then we're going to try and figure out what we can do with this opening and try and get a door kind of built up for it. So let's get to that. We've kind of ran out of supplies to finish the propane tanks there. We got the inside of the propane tank area all primed. I'm going to put a paint on top of it. I just put the primer on just to help break down, it helps to break down that rust a bit because it's a rust preventative primer. Because there was a little bit that was there. It's just surface rust, so not a big deal. We also did undercoating all around everywhere that we could, but we've ran out of undercoating. So we're kind of at an impasse, but what I do have is all the raw steel for our hammock hanger. So what I'm trying to build now is basically a front bumper, I guess, for the bus, which will attach to a hitch receiver for like a trailer. And then it will slide in and out of any hitch receiver, so it could go on the front of the bus, the back of the bus. We might end up actually putting one on the side of the bus as well. I got to figure out how we'll build that, but it would probably mount to like the side of the fuel tank gussets that are there, and then kind of stick out, or maybe on the back of the Jeep or any vehicle. But we want it so that it can be basically sitting on the front of the bus all the time, and if we get to a beautiful spot, we can just pop it up, lock it in place, and throw the hammock up in a minute or two, and we got a nice little cozy seat for me and Sid to hang out on. So what we've got here is some 3/16 2-inch by 3-inch angle iron, and I'm kind of building this base plate. I'm going to weld all together and get it all in place. Then we're going to have some wings, so it's going to be like a piece of this 2-inch by 2-inch angle, and it's going to sit on top of this kind of gusset. Then it will fold down like this, and then we'll have something that locks it in place there. And then we'll have the same thing happening on the other side as well. And then when we're storing it, it will just all be folded down against the bumper. But then when we want it, we just grab it, pop it out, slide in a pin right here to lock it in place, and then put the hammock up, and it should be nice and easy and good to go. So that's our plan, and that's what I'm working on. So let's see what we get up to. The hammock hanger on the back of the Jeep. It's not quite finished yet. There's a couple things that I want to change and adjust, but I just want to kind of show you guys how it works. So you just grab the wings and you can pull them out like this. Then I need to put a bolt in here, and this is one of the things that I want to change. Right now it's a bolted connection, which is not the best for something that you want to set up quickly, right? So we'll adjust that. I'm going to put a pin in here, but I need to add a little catch so that the pin will work properly. So you put a bolt in there, grab this arm, and it folds out as well, just like that. Put another pin in here, or another bolt. This one's a little snug. So, and then tighten this guy up, like so. I have to use some wrenches right now, but again, this will all be changing. This helps prevent the arms from bending too much. Same thing on this side. Just like that. The hammock hooks into there. And just like that. And then should be able to sit down without anything breaking. There we go. Now I got our hammock. Just like that. On the back of the Jeep, ready to go. Now this guy will eventually be mounted like semi-permanently on the front of the bus with a hitch receiver, so that we can change it from front to back or wherever we want it. It needs to be painted and whatever else, but yeah, it works pretty good. I'm going to add a couple gussets and a couple plates to help strengthen it a little bit and make it a little bit stiffer so that we don't have issues. And then once we do that, I am going to strength test it. So I have 300 pounds of weight from our weight rack inside, and we're going to try that, and then I'm going to sit on top of it and see if that works. I think this hammock is rated for 500 pounds, if I remember correctly. So I want to make sure that the arms and stuff are also rated for that exact same amount of weight, so that we don't run into any issues with the arms buckling before the hammock does. So that's the hope, and let's do a little bit more welding, cutting, grinding, and we'll get her wrapped up here and test it out one more time. Alright, Booger Beans, well, if you got to this part of this episode, you know that we built the hammock hanger. Sydney is enjoying it.
I blend in. You can't even see me.
Yeah, in all your full green jumpsuit. Yeah, we did the best we could with what we had sitting on the farm with scraps. I don't know if we're going to keep this one permanently, but we're going to paint it up and we'll use it in the meantime until we can either afford to get some steel or we find the right steel to do a better job with. This episode's kind of weird because we were just kind of working with what we had on the farm. We need some materials and stuff to get some projects done on the bus, but as some of you guys know, me and Sydney are both in isolation. So Sydney got the flu. Well, we can't say that on YouTube. So she got that. So she's been isolated in the bus. I've been isolated in the house. But her isolation finishes on Thursday.
This comes out today.
What?
Today, the day it comes out.
Yeah, it finishes today. This episode comes out. So stuff should mostly go back to normal the week after the weekend. So we're getting close there. On the next episode, I think we're going to do some final things just to get the bus fully roadworthy. So we have exhaust pipe on the diesel heaters. We got to finish the door on the propane tanks, and then we got to do like an engine coolant flush. We got to do oil change, and then we'll just go through the bus, like check the tires, check the brakes, all that kind of stuff, and then maybe we'll do a little lap around.
Yeah, I want to go to Sylvan.
Yeah, just go for a drive, something like that, just to kind of give it a...
We'll go get some ice cream.
Yeah, just to give it a little run through.
And take the dogs.
Yeah, sure.
They need practice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, so if you haven't guys already, check out albertalithium.com. And also don't forget to join us on Instagram, Facebook, and check out shopawb.com for all of our awesome merchandise. We've got some new stuff coming in. And yeah, that's where we're at. And as always, guys, thanks for watching and have a great night.